Hi, I'm Luke Zip from Crocker Farm Auction, and I'm here with an exciting incised stoneware water cooler that we're going to be offering in our March 23rd, 2019 Stoneware and Redware auction. So, American stoneware water coolers were generally, in a very utilitarian form. Stoneware vessels were made to store, process, consume foods and beverages. They're just made for durable home and business use. The water cooler was really the most public of the stoneware vessels. So oftentimes, if you look back at our greatest hits, a high percentage of the best examples of American stoneware that we have ever handled, the record-breaking pieces, are water coolers. And here is another example of a great stoneware water cooler that we're going to be offering. Like I said, they were made for public use. So they were oftentimes, in the center of homes, taverns, places of business. We call them water coolers, but really they're beverage coolers. We've sold ones in sized whiskey, brandy, beer, water. So it wasn't just for the teetotalers out there. This beverage cooler was made at the pottery of C. Boynton and Company, Troy, New York. So in the Albany district, right nearby the Albany. And the Boyntons were, if you look at Albany stoneware, oftentimes stoneware collectors will point to Paul Cushman as really the center of the story for Albany stoneware production in the 18 teens and 20s, really in their heyday, where they were making great incised decorated stoneware, also brushed as well, but the most fabulous decorated pieces have incised decorations. But the Boynton brothers, Calvin and Jonah, were really right there at the center of the story as well. They arrived and started potting in Albany, I think it was 1816, the pottery owned by Jonah. Calvin eventually became a potter himself. And they made, like I said, great American stoneware of the kind of New York style, trickling up into Albany. And some of the best stoneware that we have sold from New York State was made in Albany. We sold a fantastic keg back, I believe in 2009, marked Boynton for the pottery of Calvin and Jonah Boynton in Albany. It had incised birds and fish and a presentation inscription in Albany. Just really one of the best. Actually, it was our first six-figure piece that we ever sold, was made at the Boynton shop in Albany. And so that's where Calvin really cut his teeth in the trade for stoneware. And then by 1825, he moved a short distance away to Troy and partnered with Russell Ellsworth and made the same type of stoneware, that Albany style stoneware there. And really, this is the best piece of Boynton Troy stoneware that we have ever handled. It has an incised bird on it, and it's typical. There's a keg in Ketchum's New York State stoneware book with a very, very similar incised bird, marked C. Boynton and Company, Troy, which is, he did a great job of mixing, negative space with cobalt as well, but really a deft hand in incising, graceful outlining the bird, incorporating the eye, and wing detail, feathers, tail feathers. He loved doing these just hash marks to note feather detail. And then the bird is clutching a branch, kind of like a dove of peace, maybe like an olive branch in its mouth. Just a beautiful incised bird. And really, in the New York style, Manhattan style, brought up the river to Albany. Then the spigot hole highlighted in blue as well. When we first saw this cooler, I wanted to show you guys in this video because it's this great size, just this beautiful bulbous cooler, fun, almost diminutive shape for a water cooler, made to command attention by Boynton, showing off his skills as both a potter and a decorator. Stoneware water coolers in general from this period are rare, are sought after by collectors. But this one is bearing the maker's mark of a very significant potter who was one of the influential potters of his day. Made right around 1825, to maybe 1829 is when the partnership of Boynton and Ellsworth ended. So right there in the mid-1820s is when it was made. And then it bears an incised bird as well. Extremely rare, extremely great condition. You can see virtually as made condition. Just a beautiful example of early New York State stoneware. We're pleased to offer it in March 23rd Stoneware and Redware auction.